Good morning. Thank you all for coming out and being here with us today as we make a very special announcement. I wanted to recognize some individuals as we get going. First and foremost, we have several members of our Board of Trustees with us here today. Jesse Noble Nance, Cody Noble, and Rusty Noble. Would you please stand and be recognized? Also, if you're a retiree of the Noble Foundation, would you please stand as well? I see several retirees in the room. It is because of your hard work and the legacy that you left us that we're here today, and we appreciate your service. There's another name here that I'd like to, our past, our current, and I'm sure our future mayor, Martin Dyer, would you please stand up? They just won't let you go, will they? Okay, well, we're going to have you come back again. And Mita Bates, would you stand up? I appreciate your help today. Thank you. I won't delay any further. If you'll please help me welcome Bill Buckner, President and CEO.
I'm really appreciative of the fact that you all would take time out this morning to come out and join us today, because the Noble Foundation is going to take a big, bold step forward. And this step that connects the tremendous accomplishments of the Noble Foundation's past to a future that is bright and filled with new opportunities is really great. To fully appreciate the significance of this moment, we first must pause and reflect on all that has brought us to this particular day. 71 years of activities to support agriculture began with a bold step, the first bold step taken by our founder, Lloyd Noble, when he established our organization. Mr. Noble was an oil man by trade, but a philanthropist by choice. He experienced firsthand the devastation of the Great Dust Bowl, and it actually stirred his heart into action. Through his love and passion for his state and his neighbor, he became a founding father of soil conservation and land stewardship, proclaiming the only people on earth who have entire freedom from fear are those who know and love the land. On September 19, 1945, Mr. Noble established the Samuel Roberts Noble Foundation, a name chosen in honor of his father, the man he described as the most charitable individual I have ever met. The original trust permitted us to work in science, education, literature, charity, and religion with the express purpose of advancing agriculture and other allied fields. But it was Mr. Noble's conviction that our efforts should focus first on the conservation and improvement of our nation's most fundamental resource, its soil. To accomplish this, he knew we must engage and educate the nation's farmers and ranchers. He wanted to invest in their lives and help them achieve their goals while offering sound counsel rooted in science. His hope was that this organization would help restore fertility to the soil, rebuilding what has been lost, and more importantly, preserving what was still there. He believed healthy soils and a vibrant landscape were the birthright of all future generations, and that agriculture was the solid foundation from which all of society springs. Throughout our history, we have evolved and reshaped our efforts to meet the unique challenges of each era. We have supported farmers and ranchers through flood and famine, economic times of boom and bust, and along the way, building bonds of trust that span many generations. Our research has provided invaluable tools and new solutions to both farmer in the field and the scientist in the lab. Our educational activities have served as the gateway to knowledge, offering practical solutions to real-world problems, while inspiring the next generation to build their lives upon a calling that's greater than themselves. Our philanthropy and volunteerism has extended into our community and beyond, providing critical support in educating today's youth, comforting the elderly, supporting the ill, battling disease, and offering compassion to the most vulnerable and desperate among us. Through sharing of knowledge, skill, and intelligence, love and compassion for both people and the land, the Noble Foundation and the people who dedicated their passion and energy to its betterment are leaving a lasting, living legacy. We have done more than fulfill our mission. We have truly changed lives forever. $26,166 days have passed since our founding in 1945. It actually sounds like a little number compared to the nation's deficit of trillions of dollars, right? When you say 26,000, it doesn't sound like a whole lot. But 26,166 days have passed since our founding in 1945. Some of those days have been good and great, some bad and more typical. But through each day, we have faithfully executed the task before us, striving to achieve what once had only been imagined, and growing into more than we truly ever thought possible. Today, we are the largest private nonprofit research organization dedicated to agriculture in the United States, and I would venture to say the world, with 400 employees from more than 25 different countries. So what's next? As I look toward the future, I return to the words of our founder, who clearly outlined the responsibilities of each generation of both trustees and employees in terms of those who assume the leadership mantle. And he said this: the obligation that rests squarely on the shoulders of each generation is not what they inherit, what they have handed to them, what they acquire from the standpoint of wealth or position, but what they do with the wealth or position they have in their hands, because wealth and power are merely tools that are placed in their hands. As an organization, we have been blessed with a great deal of resources and tools, which we want to use wisely and to the best benefit of agriculture and our community. Today, we are taking another bold step forward in an effort to advance our mission even further. Under the direction of our Board of Trustees, I'm proud to announce to you that we are separating the activities of the Noble Foundation. Our operations, which includes all of our research, education, and consultation activities, will remain with our existing entity, but will continue forward with a new name, the Noble Research Institute. And with our new name comes a new identity. So to help me unveil our new logo, Jesse, would you please join me? One, two, three. Well, thank you for the applause, and I hope you like it. I tell you, we have some very creative trustees on our board, and this has been a really, really fun exercise to create something new, and we wanted it to be special. To further the information this morning, our traditional philanthropic activities, including grant-making and scholarship programs of the current organization, are being placed in a new private foundation, which will carry the original name, the Samuel Roberts Noble Foundation. And Mary Kate's going to come up in just a moment to talk about the new Noble Foundation. By separating our activities into two organizations, each new organization can now build its respective name around its specific operations and build new relationships that were otherwise unavailable to us. This separation of activities comes after careful consideration for what will be the best for this generation and for, more importantly, all those that will follow us. Let me briefly tell you about the Noble Research Institute. The mission of the Noble Research Institute is simple but profound: to deliver solutions to great agricultural challenges. That's it. Lloyd Noble established our organization to be a permanent solution for agriculture, helping farmers and ranchers meet the challenges of each and every generation. We have sought to achieve this great calling from our inception. A mission statement speaks to what we do, and our vision statement speaks to what we want to be. This is our ultimate goal, and our vision is this: to be the preeminent agricultural research institute a trusted source of transformational knowledge and products, education and technology to advance agriculture and land stewardship. This is a remarkable vision for us to pursue, and we will devote our daily effort fulfilling it. We want to show you a quick video right now that's going to be released a little bit later today, telling a little bit more about the Noble Research Institute.
For the beautiful, for the spacious skies, for the amber waves of green, for the purple mountains, for the majesty, for every single fruited plain, for all of these, and for all of us, the Noble Research Institute stands firmly planted on the very soil that inspired its beginning. Amid the fields left devastated by the Dust Bowl, Lloyd Noble proclaimed, "When a civilization's soil is destroyed, the nation is gone." It was the site of those plains, those on which his own life had embedded its roots, that planted within his heart a conviction he would nurture into a cause. Today, we move boldly into the next generation committed to carrying forward not just one man's vision, but an entire nation's hope. From the first seed placed beneath American soil, we have forged our communities, written our histories, dared to stake our futures on the faith that nature would share with us its resources. The time has come for us to share our resources with nature. We are here to empower the minds and drive forward the science that will inspire solutions to agriculture's most pressing challenges. We are here to steward our land's resources and foster the understanding of them as more than commodities, but possibilities. We are the producers, and we are the protectors, the farmers, and the scientists, the cultivators, and the contributors. We are passionate above all in our belief that if we can change the way the world sees the power of its own resources, we might just change the world.
Thank you. So I know there's several questions in regards to the transition, so let me try to attempt to answer some of the ones that might be more pressing on folks' minds. So question one might be, what is the effective date of our transition to the Noble Research Institute? So the separation of activities officially happened on May 1st, 2017, and this was the day that we could begin using the Noble Research Institute name. But we've waited until today to officially use the new name so we could actually celebrate it with our community. And so we informed our employees on the 1st. We asked them under the cloak of secrecy, which is, we can do that in Ardmore, right? and then to get us to this point today. So today now you'll start seeing the Noble Research Institute name. Will the Noble Research Institute relocate? The answer to that is a flat-out no. The Noble Research Institute will not move, not any part of it. The organization remains dedicated to the Ardmore community in southern Oklahoma, where we will continue to conduct our operations on our campus. Are the activities of the Noble Research Institute changing? That answer is also no. We'll continue to pursue the same activities that the Noble Foundation did for the past 7 decades. We'll conduct agriculturally focused research that spans from basic, translational, and applied research. We're going to continue to work directly with farmers, ranchers, and landowners through producer relations. We're going to continue to provide educational activities for youth, students, and adults. We'll continue our farm research and our demonstration, and the administrative groups at the Foundation will continue to provide, at the Institute, will continue to provide ongoing support. So what happens to the employees of the Noble Foundation? All Noble Foundation employees simply become employees of the Noble Research Institute with the organization's May 1st conversion. And each retains his or hers years of service and existing benefits. No positions were eliminated or terminated as a consequence of this organizational transition. The transition does not negatively impact or affect the organization's employees or their benefits ownership of its assets such as land, buildings, vehicles, and equipment, or its contracts? Is the Noble Research Institute a nonprofit? That answer is yes. The Noble Research Institute is currently a 501c3, but will seek to be recognized by the Internal Revenue Service as a 501c3 public charity instead of a private foundation. And again, Steve will go into these aspects of what's the difference between the two. But one more question would be why, and why are we making this separation? And Steve, too, will answer that question. But first, I just want to give a shout out to one Mike Cawley, who's not with us today, and Steve Rines, who really sat down in 2008 and thought about how we might do business differently at the foundation. And quite frankly, it was a discussion that I had with Mike back in 2011, before I came, as to where I was really excited about the possibilities of the transfer from a private foundation to a charitable foundation and the possibilities of the things that we could do that are much more broad in agriculture. And that's what really got me here. And to see, and finally in December of 2015, was it just about, to see that actually become a reality and to see our board move forward gave me great satisfaction. So with that, I'd like to ask Steve to come up and give us the details, please.